Are you thinking about moving to Northeast Florida? Before you do, there are a few things you should know that might make you think twice. Check it out. Hey guys, Andrea Delancy here. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching, I've been a realtor in the Northeast Florida area for over 17 years, and I'm here to help you upgrade your home and lifestyle. If you're new to the area or trying to decide if this could be your next home, be sure to subscribe. I post weekly videos on the local real estate market and what it's like living in Jacksonville. If you've watched some of my other videos, I'm sure you've heard me talk about all the things I love about Jacksonville and the Florida lifestyle. But in today's video, I'm going to tell you some things you might not like about living here. Let's get right to it. Size does matter. So you know how you feel when you go into a super Walmart and you realize you forgot to get something in the produce section, but you're already in home goods, so you have to trek all the way back to the other side of the store. Yeah, that's how I feel about Jacksonville sometimes. Jacksonville is the largest city in the continental US by land mass. It's 875 square miles. So depending on where you live and work or what you like to do in your free time, it can feel like things are pretty spread out. It can take over an hour to get from one side of the city to the other, and even longer during peak traffic time. Commute times and being close to things you like to do should definitely factor in when you're deciding where to live. Most areas of town do have everything you need as far as shopping and dining and other business services, usually within a couple mile radius. So you do get used to that and try to plan accordingly. Okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. Even though there have been a lot of talks in recent years on how to make downtown Jacksonville more vibrant and attractive to visitors and more businesses, it's just not there yet. In fact, there's just not a whole lot to do downtown. Unless you're going to a sporting event, we do have the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp baseball team, and of course the Jacksonville Jaguars football, if you don't mind watching them lose. We do get some good concerts once in a while, but if you're looking for places to hang out, do some shopping, enjoy dining and nightlife, downtown just isn't going to do it. But we do have other areas of town where you'll find all that stuff, like Riverside, Avondale, or out at the beaches. If you're looking for more information on what there is to do here, be sure to check out this video. One of the most frequent questions I hear from people who are thinking about relocating to Florida is, should you be worried about hurricanes and flooding? I'm a Florida native and I've lived here my entire life. I've been through several hurricanes, but luckily none that have been bad enough to evacuate or worry too much about, especially here in Northeast Florida. We're right in that curve where the storms tend to just go right around us. You may have heard a Florida man who went viral a few years back with his video in the middle of a hurricane. Well, we're not all quite that enthusiastic, but most Floridians look at hurricanes kind of like Northerners look at snow days. It's usually just a chance to stay home from work or school for a couple of days. As far as flooding, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The entire state of Florida is considered to be in a flood zone. We're surrounded by water. But what you want to look at is the different levels of risk for those flood zones. Some are extremely low risk and don't even require flood insurance, while others may cost you several $100s more a year. I always recommend researching properties or areas on the FEMA website, and I'll link to that in the description. I will say we had some bad luck here in 2017 with Hurricane Matthew, and some areas closer to the river or the coastline did experience pretty bad flooding and some damage. And there's always the potential for it to become more dangerous. The good news is we always have plenty of warning with hurricanes. My advice is to do your research about the area you're going to live in, find out in advance if you're in a higher risk flood zone and may need to evacuate, in the event we do have a bad storm coming our way. And overall, just be prepared for hurricane season as far as supplies. Usually the biggest concern is the possibility of losing power for a few days. So just be sure to keep an eye on the weather and you should be able to manage just fine. It's definitely not something to constantly stress about. One of the biggest reasons people want to move to Florida is for the warmer weather. And while you don't have to worry about snow, you should be prepared for the heat. In the summer, it pretty much stays in the 90s and even into the low 100s. And because the humidity is so high, you're gonna sweat. And I mean a lot. But not to worry, you learn to get things done outside very early in the morning before it gets too hot, and you get acclimated after a couple of summers here. And don't forget, we're surrounded by water, so there's plenty of ways to stay cool at the beach or the pool. We have quite a few splash parks, or just plan to stay inside and enjoy the AC. Now, I for one love the outdoors, and Florida has such a great variety of beautiful natural settings with the beaches and wetlands, forests, lakes, and rivers, and so on. But if you're going to be outdoors, you're going to deal with all the critters that live there too. You're bound to run into the unofficial state bird of Florida. That's right, the mosquito. Mosquitoes are pretty much a year-round nuisance here in Florida, and it can get especially bad during the summer months. We may get a break in like January or February if we get a hard freeze, which is not too often, but the rest of the year you're going to want to use bug spray or other types of repellent. Screen enclosures for your patio are almost a must-have. We also have little gnats called no-see-ums and giant horseflies that bite. And it is Florida, so we also have alligators and snakes. But all these critters, to be honest, usually mind their own business. I've only seen small alligators on occasion, sometimes even in the neighborhood ponds, but animal control will relocate them and they usually aren't a problem at all. It's just something to be aware of and stay cautious about. So there you have it. I think there are always going to be pros and cons to every location, no matter where it is, but I hope this helps give you a better idea of what to expect in Northeast Florida. As always, if I can answer any questions or help you with your move, feel free to comment below or message me. My contact information is always in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.